are you doing? This is Nina, and I want to thank you for watching my videos and thank you for your comments, questions, and all that good stuff. I have had a great number of questions about sugaring, and I want to answer those for you now. I cannot answer all the messages. I have like literally 792 messages from people concerning sugaring. It hasn't all come in one day, but it's come over the past maybe half a year, and I just cannot keep up. Okay, so for those of you who have not received a reply, it's not because I'm, not being nice or anything. It's just that I cannot answer all the questions. It takes way too long to do that, and I want to be able to thoroughly answer your questions. So here I go. I'm going to kind of run down a list of the questions that I commonly receive. The first thing is, people say, help, my sugar has burnt. And I think to myself, well, how do you know it's burnt? And they say because it's dark and it's hard. When it hardens, it cools, it hardens. Well, it will harden when it is cooled if it is cooked correctly. As per the time that it takes for you to actually prepare this mixture will vary significantly based on the altitude and the humidity level, but I can tell you that it will take you, longer than 5 minutes, less than an hour, so somewhere in between that time. I kid you not. I have made batches that have taken 15 minutes. I have made batches that took me 30 minutes. And I have made batches that probably even took only 10 minutes. But honestly, it can vary. And so I don't want to tell you a specific time. Like most cooking things, it's just kind of, just kind of, you have to get a good feel of it. One of the other questions that I always get is, well, I went to this one other girl's website and she uses molasses and someone else uses honey or someone else uses something else. Why do you not use that? Well, I don't know what everybody else does because I'm not everybody. I never watch any of those videos. I never watch any other sugaring videos. It's not because I don't care. It's just because I just don't have time, I guess. I don't know. So whatever anyone else does is beyond me. Okay, here's another one. People always ask, well, can you use the ball method on this? The ball method is the one I talk about where you kind of mold it like a ball and then you flatten it against the skin and you peel it off. You can do that with this, but you have to really play with it and get it right because just like anything else, it's a chemistry of the hardening of the sugar, and I would prefer that you start with the other method first, where you spread it on with the stick and you peel it off. And as far as which one is more efficient, I really can't say because it would seem like the ball method may be more, efficient. But when I spread the sugar on, I spread it so very thin that it doesn't ever, I can use a jar this size for my entire body, and it's still, for a whole 2 or 3 months. Probably because I'm maintaining it, the body hair, that is. Also because I've done this for almost, 18 years. Half of my life. So I've gotten pretty good at it. When you do something for that long, I've been sugaring longer than I've been married. And so that's why. Another question I usually get is, why is it that one of the recipes you have says 1 cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of water and 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and another one says 2 cups of sugar and so forth? Are you trying to confuse me, Nina? And the answer is no, I'm not confusing you. Those are just 2 recipes that do the same exact thing, because the truth of it is, it's not really the sugar. Well, it is, the sugar and the proportions, but obviously the more sugar you use, the bigger the product will be, and depends on your application and depends on all of the above, will depend on the situation. I do not recommend, however, you may try it. I don't recommend brown sugar. I don't recommend anything special. Just use white granulated sugar. Do not use powdered sugar, because even though that's a sugar, it's broken down a lot finer, and the quality of it may be different. I have tried vinegar. I've tried all different kinds of other things to take place of the lemon juice. You can use lime juice as well. You can use citric acid. You would probably want to use it in the same comparison to the lemon. Usually on the container, it'll tell you, like, to get the same acidic nature, you would probably use 1 tablespoon of citric acid to water or something like that. Now I know it's a lot of questions, it's real crazy, but I'm trying my best to help answer them in the best way I know. I'm not a scientist, and however, I can tell you that if I can make it And I've made it for this long, and I've been successful at keeping my skin very smooth and hair-free for all of these years. I know that you can do the same thing, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. It's just a matter of patience and time. Another question I have is, can you use this on your entire body? The answer is yes. Now, all I tell you is that whenever you use the sugaring product, make sure your skin is dry and oil-free, because a lot of times we don't realize how much oil is in our skin. So I prefer that you wash your skin with a mild soap, such as, well, just any mild soap that you use for your face or skin, and then pat it dry. And then if you have any doubts about oil, get a little alcohol, or isopropyl alcohol, or astringents like sea breeze or something, and wipe that area. I know it's a lot of process, but you'll be glad later. You get a little dusting powder, like maybe baby powder, talcum powder, or cornstarch, and you dust that area, dust off the excess, because all you're trying to do is absorb any extra moisture or oil. And then you get your sugaring product, and you are using it, assuming that this is not boiling hot, because you're supposed to be using it should be runny enough, or it's loose enough that you can spread it, but nothing thinner than that, because you don't want to burn your skin. But be careful. If you feel apprehensive about it, when you pick your stick up or your spoon to stir the sugar, if you see it dripping like water, it's too hot, do not use it on the skin. It will scald your skin. And I've never had that happen, but I have burnt my skin from being a little bit overzealous about quickly sugaring and getting out the door. Okay, so now you've applied the sugar. You use a cloth strip, like maybe just muslin or cotton, something, an old turnip sheet or something, and you can reuse it by rinsing it out in hot water, letting it dissolve, letting all the sugar dissolve off of it in the hair, and then transferring it to the washing machine, or washing it by hand and hanging it to dry. It'll dry by the next morning. You're ready to use them again the next time. And that's a very green way of doing it. Oh goodness, what am I, let's see. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. There are a lot of more questions people have. People always complain about it not being cooked long enough. I can tell you this, if it's not cooked long enough, you can cook it, you can continue to simmer the sugar. It should come to a boil and maintain a boil. The bubbles will be brown, or like a brownish color. You will not be ready to sugar if that sugar has not turned a dark copper color, like an old penny. Even a new penny color is okay, it may work that way, but I think the darker color would probably get you better results. It should not smell, if it smells funny or weird, it should smell sweet. It should smell like a burnt sweet smell maybe, but it should never smell bad or funky. That would be weird. I've never had that happen. Another thing to take note of is that when you do apply the sugar to your skin, apply it, in the direction that the hair would lie down in. And your hair needs to be long enough in order to be seen. If this is stubble, like you just shaved it or something a day or two before, it's not going to catch. No, this is not wax. It doesn't have the same exact properties of wax. So, and this is the natural product. It's edible. It's natural. Your cats, dogs, and everybody can get into it. It's not going to kill anyone. The worst that can happen is you burn someone with it if you, heat it too long and don't keep it out of their reach. If you have any questions, let me know. Now remember, I so much thank you for your interest in sugaring. I just want to let you know ahead of time if I don't answer your questions privately on the message. It's not because I don't care. It's not because I'm being snobby or being too big for my britches or something like that. It's because I just don't have time. My fingers only work so fast. I can only do like maybe 45 words per minute. And I can't go any faster than that. But I appreciate and I love you, and I just want you to get the best benefits out of the sugaring. And do, please, comment. And do send me messages, I'll try my best to answer them. But also, come to Facebook. And I'm on there, and we can probably chat on there live. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Adios, amigos.